Hi YouTube, and welcome to my second part of my new series here on my channel. This series, as you can see, is AI Asks My Unscripted Thoughts. That's how it's called, yeah. So I have already made my first video in this series, so will be the second part. And I have not yet asked AI about this topic for today. So I'm typing this to on ChatGPT. Hi again, AI. Now it's time to make the second video. So please give me my second topic / question to talk about. So let's see what we will talk about today. He's typing. Interesting. Hey, for your second video, here's a tough, provoking topic. Is social media helping or hurting us? You could talk about 1. How social media affects mental health, confidence, and self-perception. 2. The balance between inspiration and comparison. 3. Your personal experience with social media, how it influences you. 4. Whether it helps people express themselves or makes them seek validation. And 5. Tips on using social media in a healthy way. This fits well with your theme of mindset, authenticity, and self-growth. What do you think? Want a different angle or something deeper? I would like to start with saying that this is a very hard topic. Of course, I've thought about this before, but I've not come up with certain points that I think what I think about this topic. Is social media helping or hurting us? My first thought is that is totally up to the individual. If you manage to use social media in the right way, of course it can be helping you. But also if you're someone that is very much comparing yourself to others, I think as well that it can hurt us. So we start with number 1 here. How social media affects mental health, confidence, and self-perception. So what is social media? Social media is different platforms on internet that makes basically, if you look at it in this way, in real life, you have relations with people that you know or that you see in real life. Social media makes it available to have some kind of relation with a person that you don't know, that you haven't met, only a person that you see on a screen. So you see a part of this person, you don't see the whole picture of the person, or at least most of the time you don't. So it allows us to get to know much more people from different areas in life, different parts of the world. But many people on social media only shows a very small bit of their real life, of who they are, and of the truth. So social media, it can affect you and your mental health very different, depending on who you are. As I said, it's up to the individual. If you are a person that is very insecure and look at others and seeing a comparison with yourself. For example, I have been doing this very, very much, and I still do when it comes to bodybuilding and fitness and training. ever since I started my fitness journey and started going to the gym, I have like been looking at those, like the peak people, the peak minority of elite trainers that has just an unrealistic body and physique, and I know I'm not alone there. And when you think about it in this way, that me as a 16-year-old, as I was when I started working out, comparing myself to a peak male going on steroids and have been working out for 10 to 15 years, it is not like it does not give you a fair picture. It is not a fair reality. So for someone who is very insecure, and yeah, like for me, when I started working out, looking at those people and being like, wow, I want to be like that. Some people will look at them and be like, just like motivation, which I did later on, and back and forth. It was like, sometimes I felt like, man, I'm not doing well, blah blah blah, I look terrible, for comparing myself to those people. But at the same time, it's a constant motivator that like, this is what you can achieve, so keep on working, because one day you might be at the point that you wish for, that you dream of. But it really depends on the individual here. So I think that with every other circumstances in life, you have to work within yourself when it comes to mental health. Social media is just something in the world that can affect your mental health just as much as relationships can, and that food can. There are so many different factors in life that can affect your mental health in different ways, both positively and negatively. So I would not say that social media is only affecting your mental health bad, because it can just as much affect it in the better ways. For example, as motivation, inspiration. I'm sure a lot of you have all of those role models that you look up to on social media, and that is a beautiful thing, that you can look at a person that has achieved a lot of things in their life that you also want to achieve, and just have this person that you look up to. I have my people my persons on social media that I look up to, and it's often people that have reached and have succeeded with different things in life that you also want, but you have to just take a bit of that, but do it your own way. Find your own self and do it. Not try to copy anyone else. You have to find yourself, be confident in yourself, and be confident in the belief that you can achieve all of these things in the future. But social media will, I think, if we just like look at it black and white, I think that social media has affected today's youth in a more negative way than positive. I think there are a majority of people that have been affected by social media negative, unfortunately. And that is, I think, because we don't get like prepared when we are younger to expose ourselves to social media. We never learn the reality and the facts behind confidence and having a self picture and self love and all of these things. So when you come out on social media and compare yourself to others, and also there are many that start with social media themselves and very quickly realize that they don't get the exposure and attention that they wished they would, because they see all of those people that get all of this and then just expect that them will get that as well, but then don't, and that will for sure as well affect their mental health. Confidence, that was something we talked about a bit in the previous video, and this is the same here. Confidence is something that you work on within yourself. Confidence is nothing that you just like be born with. For some maybe, but I was not lucky to be born with confidence. Some have more confidence, of course, than others, but I'm convinced that confidence is something that you work up, you learn, and you work on to get better and to get more confident. But just to like summarize this, how social media affects your mental health and confidence, it depends. If you look at social media as a tool, if you use the tool in the right way, it will be beneficial for your mental health and for your confidence. If you don't know how to, or just don't use this tool in the best way, if you focus on the negative things, if you just compare yourself and be negative, like I'm not there, I'm not him or her, then of course it will be affecting you negative. So it depends on the individual, and on how well you use this tool, of course. Number 2, the balance between inspiration and comparison. And I think I touched that a bit on number 1 as well. As I said, you can use social media as a motivator, inspiration, but then as well you can use it as comparison. And I can tie number 2 and number 3 together, because I can explain this in a better way. I can explain my thoughts much easier if I, as number 3 says here, your personal experience with social media, how it influences you. So I can much easier explain my thoughts of inspiration and comparison with social media if I take myself as an example here. And of course, you were exposed for social media very early, as we live in the, I'm not sure, Gen Z or what it is. We live in a society where the technology is very integrated in our lives. I don't know for sure, but I think that I started with like being exposed to social media when I was maybe 11, 12 or something like that. Started looking at YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, and then you were exposed to all of these influencers and people that either you looked up to or you compared yourself to. Of course, it was not as big of a deal when you were like 12 years old. Then you just look at different challenges and just like it was entertaining. But as the years went by, you at some point starts to questioning, who am I? Around like 13, 14, 15 are very vulnerable years with your identity. You have to find who you are, you question who you are, compare yourself to your friends, to possibly your family, and also the people you look at on social media. Um, and the clearest example I can take is my fitness journey, my training, because that is something that is still going on as I'm speaking here today. So the inspiration and the comparison it's really like a scale going like this, back and forth. Sometimes it's more inspiration, sometimes more comparison, but I'm trying to keep it as evenly as possible. But I don't think that you can, or maybe you can achieve 100% inspiration and 0% comparison, if that is what you want. But I personally think that some sort of comparison is good to have in the back of your mind. Not that you look at people and like, I want to be like you. Not at all. You should be your own self and find your own way in every aspect of life. But still be able to look at role models and influencers, at people you look up to, look at what they have done, what they have accomplished, and compare that to where am I, where were them when they were in my age, or where I am right now when they started, where were they, and just use that as well as a tool to motivate and inspire yourself to move forward on your own path. Like for example, I have different role models on social media that have their dream body. They are very active when it comes to fitness. They are doing social media and express their thoughts and their feelings and being open and being themselves, without caring about what other people think of them. And those people I am of course comparing myself to, but more getting inspired by, and trying to find my own way in life to achieve different goals and success on my own path that they have already achieved. It is very hard to explain, but it is a very thin balance between inspiration and comparison when it comes to social media. And I believe that it don't have to be either comparison and just comparison, or either inspiration and just inspiration. I think that if you manage to use them both in the best way possible, you will get the best results possible. So as I said that, like I'm starting with social media, expressing my thoughts on here, because I have a picture of who I want to be in 5 years, in 10 years. So this is just my journey to achieve my future reality, that I have been inspired by looking at those people on social media. Whether it helps, I'm moving on to the fourth point now. Whether it helps people express themselves or makes them seek validation. Very interesting point. And now we're talking about people that are posting on social media. Are they posting to express themselves, or are they posting to seek validation in their posts? Also here, up to the individual. I would say if you are less confident in yourself, then you are posting to seek validation. Validation is something that many of us seeks daily. I think that a lot of us get raised by our parents in a certain way that, not on purpose of course, but that makes us seek validation when we grow older. Like for example, if you are one of 3 children in your family, that you have 2 siblings, and you are raised with your parents, and without them really thinking about it, you and your siblings have a constant competition between who can get the parents' attention and validation the most. And this does not end when you're young. This comes with you when you grow older, and is something, for me, like for example, that you have to work on when you get older. And that comes with confidence as well. You work on your confidence and you work on your own picture on yourself. Do I need external validation to be pleased and to feel accepted in life and be satisfied with who I am? For many, the answer there is yes, that they need external validation. And I needed external validation. I am sure I still need some kind of external validation. But it is a matter of how much. Do you feel bad? Do you get like depressed without your external validation? Then that is definitely something you should work on very much. If you have been in a relationship, a good relationship, a healthy one, then you as well in that relationship have gotten external validation from your partner. And to get out of that relationship, that external validation gets taken away from you as well. So that is also a very big contrast, that makes you have to work on your own validation, to give yourself validation. And that was like what I was coming to, that at the end of the day, you should aim to only needing your own validation. Because why should it matter at all what validation you get from other people if you have all of that validation within yourself? So to get back on the question, whether it helps people express themselves or makes them seek validation, it is up to the person here. If you are a bit more confident in yourself and don't have this need of external validation, then I think you will post on social media to express yourself like I'm doing here, to inspire people. That is what I want to do. I want to share my thoughts and my viewing points on different things to be able to inspire people that maybe are a bit less confident or are that needs a little bit more external validation, to make you understand that you don't need that, in the same way that I understood that I don't need that. Because I think it's a lot easier to change within yourself if you see and you can relate to people that have gone through the same problems and the same roller coasters that you feel that yourself are going through. And that's why I'm making these videos, to hopefully inspire and to express myself, to show that for someone that have had a very big need of external validation, because I have had that, And I think that was from me growing up and a lot of different stuff. But what I was going through is what I was coming to is that showing that someone that has had all of this external need of external validation, and to be able to come from that to being to only needing your own internal validation. I think that can help a lot of you to maybe get it a little bit more easier along the way to eventually get where you want to get. I hope that my English is making this make sense. In my head it makes sense, but I hope that I can express it so that it's also understood from another perspective here. Number 5 and the last point here. It always feels like it felt like that yesterday as well, that I'm going through this so fast. I don't know if I'm going too fast here, or if I'm just thinking rapidly in my head, or what it is, but I'm just, as the title says, this is totally unscripted. I'm just sharing my thoughts. So yeah, if it goes fast, it goes fast, then maybe I have to slow down a bit. Tips on using social media in a healthy way. When we are talking about development and change, and in this context, for me, I'm talking a lot about self-confidence and self-development. So my tips will be leading to that when I'm giving tips on social media in a healthy way to lead to self-development. In order to change and in order to make the best person of yourself that you know that you can be or think that you can be, you have to challenge yourself, because change does not happen in your comfort zone. That sounds like a cliche, but that is true. So how I'm using social media in a healthy way is that I'm using social media here as one step in my staircase to success. One step in the direction to being more self-confident and not needing the external validation. And what I mean with that is that I'm building my self-confidence here by exposing myself in a way that I have been very afraid of doing for a long time. Because I have been caring very much about what a lot of people might think, might say about me just being myself and also posting about it. So I think that would be my biggest tip on how you should use social media in a healthy way. If you also have this problem with self-confidence and are afraid of what others might think of you, just throw yourself out there. Just expose yourself with your thoughts and your feelings, and just take it as it comes. If you get a lot of people laughing at you or whatever, then at least you have been true to yourself. And I can promise you, if you feel very afraid of, like for this example, of posting on social media or expressing your opinions and thoughts without having in mind what others might think. If you really do that, no matter what people will say or think, you will feel within yourself that you are doing the right thing, that you are being authentic to yourself. Um, I want to give some more tip on how using social media in a healthy way. Use social media not only to self-develop yourself by exposing yourself, but by seeing and finding inspiration and motivation, because there are so much things on social media today. You can find anything, literally anything. If you want to start running, you can find inspiration and motivation to do that. If you want to start being an artist, you can find motivation and inspiration for that. If you want to be a singer, you can find that as well. Anything. So use this tool in the best way possible to achieve and to work and aim forwards to your goals. Because it is really a tool that we are privileged to live with today. And if you just learn how to use this tool in the right way, it is like, imagine what people for maybe 50 years ago would do to have social media, and to have just YouTube, to Google anything, just like how to, you can literally today search for how to do anything on YouTube, and you will get a video of someone doing exactly the things that you want to do. Do you understand what a privilege this is? For back in time, they had to go to a library, search for a certain book that they maybe would find the information that they needed to do something. It's actually insane that we have this tool and are privileged enough to live in a time where we can use it as much as we can. Yeah, I think that is it. I hope that my thoughts and my opinions here did make sense as they did in my head. I was really not prepared for this topic, but I gave my unscripted thoughts about it, and I hope that it made sense in some way. Because this series will be just me thinking loud, basically. It is scary. It is. But I want to believe that even though people not comment or people don't say it, I want to believe that it is appreciated. That it is appreciated to just hear and see someone being true and real and unfiltered with their thoughts. Because I know that I would love to hear and to see this in someone else. So yeah, that is the topic for today. Is social media helping or hurting us? I want to believe that if you're using social media as you should, it will definitely help you. Unfortunately, there are a lot of misled souls out there that need guidance and need help to find themselves. And let's try together to work for a reality where people don't have to go with themselves and think that they're not good enough, and think that they have to compare themselves to others, and see their own value through validation through others' eyes. that is it for today's video. I hope you liked it. I hope that this series will be appreciated. I think it will, and I don't think that it will be possible for me to post a video every day, but I will surely post as often as I can. And I have no idea how many of these videos I will be making, but I really think it is fun to record, and it is in some way a therapy for myself as well, to just be speaking out, and at the same time as I'm thinking about these questions, I'm learning as well who I am and what I think. So I really like this concept of video. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you watched all the way to here, leave a like, leave a comment. If you watched all the way here, comment social media. Want to see. I'm pretty sure I will get 5 views anyways, but it's fun to say, because one day I will get views. One day I will get subscribers that will look at this and will look all the way to the end of the video. So that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Take care, be nice, love life. Thank you.